What's up, everybody? It's Regin. I wanted to preference this story by saying if you've never smoked weed before, this story is not what you can expect from your first experience and probably any experience following it. This was a case of me taking too much and not knowing what I was doing, and I don't recommend trying this or trying to take more than you think you can handle. And with that being said, I'm going to start the story. So this was about 6 to 8 months ago. Me and my friend Javier had tickets to something called ComplexCon. So Javier drove over to where I was staying in California, and from where I was staying, we drove about an hour and a half to Long Beach, where the convention was taking place. So we got there, we checked into our shitty Roadway Inn hotel, went to the convention center, and got our bracelets. Not that much of a problem. We got in and walked around the convention floor for about 4 hours, I'd say. Spent a fuck ton of money, mostly Javier. He spent about $700 on really expensive exclusive clothing and shit like that. And after that, after we were done walking around and my feet hurt like a bitch, we went back to our hotel to chill and wait for the concert that was happening after the convention. So we're sitting there in our hotel and there's not really anything to do. But my friend is a big smoker and weed smoker, I should say. So of course he brought his bong over. And we were sitting there at the top floor, on the top floor of this hotel, and just on the balcony, kind of crouching down behind the wall of the balcony, so people from the street couldn't just see us taking bong rips. And Javier was taking these enormous rips, trying to clear it out, because I guess there was a bunch of tar or whatever you call it stuck in the pipe that goes out of the bowl. But he was trying to basically clean it out, and he was just putting weed in and then taking these enormous rips that I've never seen before, and I guess it's pretty normal now that I know them, now that I live with them, but I saw him taking these huge rips, and this wasn't the first time I had tried smoking weed, but it was the first time I actually got high. And if you've never drank alcohol or smoked weed or done any of that shit before, you should know that the first few times that you try, you're likely not to feel anything because it just takes a few times to figure out what it's like. So all the times I've tried to smoke before, I must not have been taking nearly big enough hits, so this time I'm going to try and take something closer to what he's taking. So he filled me up a bowl without the intention of me smoking the whole bowl like he normally would. I started taking a hit out of it. I probably inhaled deeply for about 4 seconds, and realizing now that is quite a big hit whenever you have a large full bowl of weed. You get a lot of smoke out of that. I didn't realize it at the time. It felt like just a little bit bigger than the other hits I've taken before, but it wasn't. It was a huge hit. I pulled it out, inhaled it, pulled all the smoke through, and just exhaled. Fortunately, I didn't cough on exhale. If you are thinking about trying smoking weed, whatever you do, don't cough on exhale. Just keep your mind clear while you're exhaling, because that is what will fuck you up, and it'll feel like an eternity of just pain in your throat. Anyways, I finished the hit, and my throat hurt a lot, and I was coughing a lot. That's another thing. Try not to cough. Coughing only makes it worse, no matter what. Just drink some water, and just wait until your throat gets better and breathe. So I was sitting there coughing, trying to wait till it went away, and I wasn't feeling anything because I didn't know what to feel. And I got up, drank some water, laid on my bed, and I sat there and didn't realize for a minute, but I started to get really tired, and I was just laying there and looking around, and I didn't realize it for a while, but I was getting really fucking high, and it was the weirdest experience because I know what it's like now, and I can and I know what to expect, but at the time I was just sitting there kind of starting to get confused, and I was really tired, and sat there for probably 15 minutes, and it felt something like 25 seconds, even though mostly just because I didn't know what was going on. I couldn't realize time was passing, and the experience was like everything was happening in layers. So I'll explain to you what that means. So the TV was on, and I would hear the TV, and my friend would talk at the same time, and let's say the sliding glass door closed, and it felt like those all happened in separate events. I'd hear the TV, then I'd hear my friend, then the door would close, even though they all happened at the same time. and I didn't realize it until I was done sitting there and I realized I was high, and I thought, whoa, that all this stuff is happening at the same time, and it was crazy. And I kind of freaked me out for a second. They say don't get paranoid, but I kind of freaked out for a second, and I thought, oh shit, we're not going to be able to go to this concert because I drove, and there was no way in hell I was going to be able to drive. So I look at my friend and I say, oh shit, bro, I'm really fucking high right now. And he's like, oh, you are? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, I don't know what we're gonna do. I was like, I feel like a pussy. I feel like I'm such a lightweight because I was like not that bad of a hit. And he was telling me, he's like, oh no, it was a pretty decent hit. It was a pretty big hit. And I was like, no, I wasn't. And so at some point I realized that we'd have to go to the concert. We couldn't just miss out on it. So I said, bro, I guess you're gonna have to drive my car. And that scared me because I knew how much weed he smoked as well. And I thought to myself, said, wait. As we were getting in my car, I thought, wait, if you feel like I do right now, there's no way you can be driving. And I love my car. There's no way I'd barely let anybody drive it besides me. And I really didn't want to let someone who was intoxicated drive it. So I told him, I told him like 3 times, I was like, bro, if you don't feel like you can drive, don't drive. We'll just chill at the hotel or something. He's like, dude, I'm fine, chill out. And so we headed back to the concert, and we get in the concert hall, or whatever the fuck you call it, and we're sitting up in this top row. It's not like the mosh pit's like downstairs, and we didn't have like tickets to go downstairs, so we were just up in the seats, and it was really cool. It was like Kid Cudi and Quavo and some other people, Travis Scott, and shit like that. So it was cool. But I had no idea what was going on. I was just sitting there watching this. I was really fucking tired. Basically, I slept through a really fucking loud, intense rap concert. And I know that's not very fucking hardcore, but I was so tired. And there was this group of dudes sitting next to us, in between me and the aisle, and I kept having to go take a piss. And we went to go get food at some point, and I remember I was like, fuck yeah, I need something else to do besides sit here and be bored, because time passes really slowly when you're high, or at least it does for me. So we went and got food, stood in this long ass line, and I'm not sure if this is just me, I don't think it was, but the bitch at the cash register for the shitty food stand did not know what she was doing. Like, I got up there, I think I was like smiling like a fucking weirdo. I was like, fuck, what do I want? And I was like, I'll just take a bag of Doritos. And I'm sure she could tell I was high as fuck. And I was really worried that people thought I was high and weren't going to let me into the convention center. But they did. And I got these fucking Doritos, bought them. And this bitch stumbled around with this fucking bag of chips and like getting me my change for like fucking 45 seconds. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? I was just sitting there because I was high. I was like, this must be all in my head. But then I asked Javi afterwards, and I was like, was it just me, or did that bitch take a long ass time to get me my change? He's like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck she was doing. And so yeah, kept having to take pisses, kept pissing off the people in between me and the aisle. And eventually my Javi said we could just go home. He was like, yeah, we'll just go in a minute. I was like, oh, thank fuck. And I'll just fill you in on what happened later that night. We just went back. For some fucking reason, I like sobered up within like 2 hours or something. Usually I'm not even close to that sober, but I felt sober enough to drive home, which was probably a terrible idea. I don't think I was nearly sober enough to drive, because I definitely felt high still. But anyways, I drove back to the hotel, and I remember us trying to get a pizza delivered, and this fucking place, we waited around for like 3 fucking hours to get this pizza, and I don't even know how I stayed awake, because it makes me really tired. But this fucking place wouldn't just not bring us our goddamn pizza, and we called them like 4 times, like, yo, where the fuck's our pizza? And they just kept telling me, oh, we never sent someone out, oh, we never got this or that, and they just didn't want to send out a fucking delivery person. And in the end, we just walked across the street and got Jack in the Cox. And that was the end of it. We just got some fucking food, really pissed off, and we went back the next day, went back home, and all was pretty chill. And I feel like I had kind of a weird high hangover. Like the next day, I felt kind of high. I felt like the happiness of the high happened the next day, like in the evening. So that was really weird. I don't know if that was just me. Probably was. But anyways, that's a story. Um, if you don't know, if you've never smoked weed before, find someone who you trust not to fuck with you, and who will kind of coach you through how much you should take and stuff. And don't do anything stupid. Don't drive until you really know until you're really confident, which takes a long time, that you build up your tolerance and you know what you're doing and shit. Um, but if you want my advice, just don't smoke weed at all. Okay. Anyways, that's the story. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.